like an open mouth without a voice. So here's to you.
You're listening to Corner of the Galaxy on cornerofthegalaxy.com. Now here's your host, Josh Guessman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Corner of the Galaxy on cornerofthegalaxy.com. Just a real quick hello, not a big, long intro like we normally do, because I want to get immediately to our guest who's on the phone. AJ DeLaGarza is a guy who's been on this show so many times it's hard to count. He might be single-handedly responsible for some of the success we've had as a show and our ability to stay around so long. He's always had time for us. We always have time for him. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. AJ DeLaGarza. AJ, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
Hey, all right, let's talk about this. Obviously, AJ, you got traded to the Houston Dynamo. This comes as a huge shock to a lot of people. It comes as a huge shock to those people who are covering the team, like myself, since 2009, about the same time that you joined the LA Galaxy. It comes as a huge shock to fans as well. What are you feeling right now?
Oh, I mean, it's still kind of fresh, but at the same time, it's hard to try to not be excited about going to a new club that wanted you and gave up something for you, and being respectful for both Galaxy fans and Houston fans, and obviously they're feeling two different things right now, and as am I. So I'm just ready for a new challenge, I guess, and hopefully succeed there.
When did you find out that you were going to be traded to the Houston Dynamo?
Literally noon on Friday. So, I mean, I had a missed call from Pete, and a text message that said, "Can you call me when you get a minute?" So, I said this before. I was like, if you ever get a call on draft day from the GM or president or anyone or head coach, and it's probably somewhat of a trade call. So, obviously when I was calling back, I was expecting something, but and then he kind of just told me the rundown. So.
Now, had you been expecting up until that point to come back to the LA Galaxy? Maybe there was some doubt about you returning in 2017, but from everything I've heard, you were coming back.
Yeah, obviously there were a bunch of teams. At least 7 that I was told of who were calling at the end of the year last year, and but I was expecting to come back here still, and and then I got the call on Friday.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. I know fans have been taking it hard. If you want to call in and thank AJ, talk to AJ. It's 949-734-4217, 949-734-4217. We'll be happy to get your call on here. Keep it short. Be respectful. I'm trying to make this an all ages show as well, so please no swearing. Do your best you can. Yeah, I know. I say that knowing it's never going to happen, AJ, but we'll give it a shot. Let's talk real quickly. Some of your best LA Galaxy moments. What's something that sticks out in your mind as you get ready to head over to Houston?
I mean, obviously I came here to win, so all the accomplishments of the MLS Cup, Supporters Shield are things I'll take away from that, but also all the relationships that I've made with fans, with just people in the community, whether that be at Ronald McDonald House or CHLA or just at appearances, or a lot of people have told me in this last couple of days that the reason they just started watching soccer and watching the guys was because they met me and kind of said how humble and personable I was, and it kind of drew them to I'll just start watching soccer. So that's something I'll take away.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's interesting for me. I started obviously as a fan in 2009. I sort of transitioned somewhere in between there into a journalist. You and I have had many conversations in between those times as I slowly transition. And I will say that I think as a journalist, a lot of times you're kept at arm's length from players, and that I think players should be weary of journalists up to a certain point, and that maybe you don't always get the whole truth. I will say with you, AJ, it's difficult to keep arm's length whenever it feels like you're always part of the family, and I think the fans feel that, and I think all the journalists feel that as well. All right, let's see. We have a call. Who's this?
This is Eli.
Hey, Eli, what you have something you want to talk to AJ about?
Yeah.
Go ahead. He's listening.
Hey, Jay, I'm so sad to see you leaving LA Galaxy. I hope you have a good time in Houston.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eli. I appreciate that. That was perfect. So yeah, again, just keep calling, folks. I'll do my best to get everybody in here as quickly as I can. 626. Who's this? Can you lower your volume on your show, please? Go ahead.
Good. Hey, Josh, what's up? This is David from LA is Our House.
Hey, David. How's it going, buddy? What do you want to say to AJ?
Good. So I know I speak for my co-host, Listen Bobby, that you, over the years, you were consistently one of our favorite players. We knew when the ball got played over the top, you were there to cover us. As long as you were on the field, you had those giant eyes set on the ball. On a personal note, I have to tell you that your family story is a huge inspiration, and the strength that you and Megan have was big, and it meant a lot to myself and to my wife, and I know a lot of other LA fans. So we want to wish you the best of luck in the future. We'll be rooting for you, and we'll be rooting for Guam.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thanks, David. Appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk soon.
All right.
All right. So, again, keep calling in. I'll do my best. I don't have a call screener here. It's me by myself, so I'll be getting in to put you in there. AJ, it is something, and I think, David touched a little bit on it, that, it's strange. Fans feel like they're part of your family, and I think from all the times I've talked to you, your wonderful wife, Megan, that you guys feel like that the fans are part of your family as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think, all because, I've been here for 8 years, and, obviously when my wife and I were going through the struggles with Luka, we were so open about it, and some fans could relate to it in whatever way they could. And I think they appreciated me just being open about it, and what I was going through, I felt like a lot of fans were going through it as well. You can see some fans are getting the heart and cross tattoo that I got for Luka,
right?
Still to this day. So, I think we just held a special bond. I think through everything that we've all been through.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'll tell you, there's the Luka Knows Heart game that I think comes to everybody's mind, and I was on an airplane to Colorado at that particular night, so I was streaming it live over YouTube, basically the radio version of the game. I wasn't able. I miss 2 games every year or something like that, and that's happened to be one of the ones I missed. And I remember going and hearing the Galaxy just pouring on goal after goal, and it just kept coming and coming. I remember getting emotional about that. I know there's lots of people who also got emotional about that. So, it's one of the things that, for whatever reason, AJ, you seem to have connected people to the sport, and we certainly appreciate that. 760, do you have a question or a comment for AJ?
I have a comment. AJ, he opened up his personal life to us. It was very admirable, very, very emotional time. And I went through a similar situation with my wife. We lost a child, and he took time out of his personal life to give us attention, and that meant a lot. And I wish him the best of luck. We'll keep an eye on him throughout his career, and I'm sure real Galaxy fans appreciate everything he did, and they'll never forget who AJ was for this organization. So, congratulations on that.
Hey,
man. Good luck.
Excellent call. It's again, this is what I hear, and I hear this. AJ, I'm sure you hear it too. Quite honestly, but when the information came out that you were getting traded, quite honestly, I think it hit a lot of people. First of all, you have a big transition with the LA Galaxy going on with the new head coach, new general manager Bruce Arena gone, all those things that sort of caused some turmoil. The one thing that I think a lot of people were sort of hanging their hat on, AJ, was the fact that the heart and soul of the team, and it's not hyperbole to say that. You are the heart and soul of the LA Galaxy, and even whenever you go to Houston Dynamo, I think you'll still be the heart and soul of the LA Galaxy. Whenever that gets taken away, it's tough for people to deal with. I think you're always going to expect that you're always going to be an LA Galaxy player in most people's minds. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of people have already marked down some dates whenever the Houston Dynamo come to play the LA Galaxy. And have you even given any thought to any of that about really what you mean to this club? Do you understand, quite honestly, or is it something that maybe you can't understand? You have to be away from it a little bit in order to understand?
I think I caught a glimpse of it in the last couple of days. Just all the messages and all the positive posts I've had. I had some negative ones too, but I try to read everyone's comments and just kind of embrace it now for the next couple of days and until I head off to Houston on Friday and kind of start a new journey. But I think I'll obviously always be a part of this Galaxy. And, I played 8 years here. I don't see myself playing 8 more years. So a club where I probably spent most of my time at.
Yeah. Do you think that that it's likely, or at least in the future, the way that you've seen things happen with the LA Galaxy and players who have left, they somehow tend to return? AJ, do you think somewhere down the road that could possibly be your path as well to come back to LA?
I really couldn't say. Things happen in this league that are so unexpected, and obviously that would be amazing to maybe retire one day here. But for now I'm just excited for what's ahead and hopefully win some games and some cups for Houston. And never know. Can't say yes and no to that.
Right. No, I certainly understand. Again, if you want to talk to AJ, we got about 5 more minutes left here. 949-734-4217 is the telephone number. Give us a call. Do my best to get you right in. 949-734-4217 to reach out here on the Corner of the Galaxy hotline. The way this all went down, AJ, so quickly, a little out of the blue, at least in terms of all the stuff that I had heard and seen. It was a surprise to me. It seems like it was a surprise to you. Do you feel like you were treated correctly by the LA Galaxy, or is this really par for the course? This is business. This is what this game is about.
It's hard. It was I don't know. There was kind of a process to it, and I won't touch on everything, but. I thought I was coming back, so I mean that's all I can say. And no, I'm not. So obviously it's a business, and Kleiner and coaches, the team, they all have to put together a team that that they think is going to help them. So they made a move that should, in their opinion, help them. So I can't fault them for that. Right. And then I'm going to a team now who is happy to have me and gave up a lot for me and, sees me in their plan. So, I'm excited about that. And a coach who is excited to have me. And I got a lot of calls from Houston, people in the front office and such. And, they've welcomed me and are definitely going to make my move easy. And, just looking forward to the next season.
It's interesting. You go to Houston. It looks like possibly you'll get to be reunited there with former teammate Leonardo as well, who's also making his transition from the LA Galaxy over to the Houston Dynamo. What are some of your goals as soon as you get to Houston? Get settled, sort of get to know the team, and then hit the ground running, I imagine.
Yes, I get in there Friday, and obviously we start on Monday. And Houston is a kind of in a rebuild mode where they're bringing in a lot of new guys, obviously a new coaching staff, and a bunch of new players. And thankfully, I have someone like Leo, who I know pretty well, going into something. Just like I knew Omar coming into the Galaxy, it helps ease that process. So having us two together will be good for us. And obviously, my wife knows Leo's wife, and we both have young kids, so and at the same time I know Mike Del Russo, who's the assistant coach in Houston. I played with him at Maryland when he was a senior and I was a freshman, and probably the smallest center back pairing ever in history of college soccer there. But yeah, I'm excited though.
That's good. That's good. Well, it certainly is. Listen, we'll go ahead and wrap this up and let you get on your way. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, very busy. Before I let you go, again, I'd like to say thank you. It's been a journey that I have enjoyed. We have some personal connections with my wife now, who went to school with you at the University of Maryland, and you guys at least knew each other a little bit. So we always had that, and you have been more than gracious with your time. You have called in from the hospital whenever you and Megan were dealing with Luca. You have done anything above and beyond for this show, and quite honestly, like I said at the beginning, I don't know if our show is as popular and has lasts as long if it isn't for the time that you have spent with us, and you've always answered all of our questions, even if they're stupid or they don't matter. You've at least pretended that they did, AJ, and all of our one-on-one conversations as well at StubHub Center, where we've done that for the podcast as well. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I look forward to seeing you play in Houston. You'll have a fan, at least in me here, rooting you on at Houston, because I think that, quite honestly, you're one of the smartest defenders in Major League Soccer. Houston is lucky to have you, but quite honestly, you're one of the nicest guys as well, and that goes for your whole family, Megan, Noel, Luca. You guys, I feel like I'm part of your family, and so I thank you for always taking that time with us here at Corner of the Galaxy, man.
Of course, man, no problem.
All right. Well, you get going. Travel safe, and I'm sure that we will catch up with you again in the future. It won't be goodbye forever. I'm sure we'll talk again. All right, AJ.
I'll see you in June.
Yeah, exactly. That's when it'll work. All right, AJ, get on out of here. There he goes, AJ DeLaGarza, headed off to Houston on Friday. Just a quick talk here with us at Corner of the Galaxy. AJ, seriously, one of the best guys I know. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Whenever I get back, I do have some more phone calls that came in from the CoG hotline. We can talk about anything else you want for another 15 minutes or so. All right, you're listening to Corner of the Galaxy on cornerofthegalaxy.com.
Ready for some more Corner of the Galaxy? Don't forget to head over to the website for all the latest podcasts, news, and more. Visit us online at cornerofthegalaxy.com.
Hey, this is Chris.
This is Eddie.
This is Jason.
And we're from Back Pocket Memory, and you're listening to Corner of the Galaxy.
Welcome back to Corner of the Galaxy on cornerofthegalaxy.com. A little bit of a somber show. I'm sorry about that. I think that this news has hit a lot of people hard, and I'm not afraid to admit, as a semi-professional journalist, that you lose a lot with AJ DeLaGarza not being on the LA Galaxy. If you want to talk about any of that, you can certainly call into the show still, 949-734-4217. I did want to go over one more call that we got into the CoG voicemail. I remember, if you ever want to call the voicemail line and get in, maybe you're too nervous to call a live show, 949-385-2641. 949-385-2641 is the CoG hotline. That's where you can call in, and you get your wonderful, absolutely perfect, a voicemail that you can talk to us on, and then you don't have to worry about it. All right. So I do have, let's see if we got all of the ones that I want to get. I have 2 calls here. I haven't even listened to them. So if there's any swearing in them, then there's just going to be swearing. That's just how life is. But again, want to thank AJ for coming on the show before that. It was great to have some of you guys call in. It means a lot to me as the show that you get to talk to AJ. And I'm glad that he could hear that directly from you guys as well. Maybe that's the only chance that that some people get. So here we go. Let's go ahead and talk real quick with our first caller.
Hey Josh, what's up guys? It's Javi in Dallas. Just wanted to say something to AJ. AJ, I think you know how much everybody appreciates you and how much you mean to all of us. You've been with us your entire career, and you got a special place in all of us, in all of our hearts. You always gave everything above and beyond, and you've been approachable and just a hard worker and a good guy, and you don't always see that together. But we're gonna miss you for sure. You know, it's going to be hard to look down there and on the right side of the field or in front of that goalkeeper and not see number 20 right there, the LG. But yeah, man, we're going to miss you, and I know you're gonna do real good wherever you go, man, and hopefully we'll see you back in an LA Galaxy jersey. But you know you're always a G, man. All right, guys, peace.
All right, and there's Javi in Dallas. Javi, thanks for calling in. Appreciate that. And then we have another one here. So let's go ahead and play this call.
Hi, Josh. This is James Kiang calling from Fullerton. Just wanted to say hi to AJ if he's on the show, and thank him for everything that he's done as a part of the team. He's always been very kind and generous to me and my family. And so here's my daughter, Emma. Hold on one sec. Come on, say hi.
Hi.
You gotta keep talking. Hi, AJ.
Hi, AJ.
Hey, Emma.
Yes, Emma.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you for everything.
Have a good Christmas.
Have a good yesterday.
And I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. I love you, AJ. Bye. Anyway.
All right, James, we couldn't hear you coaching at all, but it still came off across as adorable. So thanks for calling in. We certainly appreciate it. The LA Galaxy embark basically on a completely new season. Yeah, there's some players coming back, and the majority of the starting lineup is probably back, but depth and defense is gone without AJ DeLaGarza, that's for sure. In fact, if you're looking at the depth chart of the defense, it could be questionable. It's going to be a lot. The LA Galaxy currently, I think, have 20 players signed on their senior team roster. That includes a bunch of homegrown players on there, and the MLS maximum in 2017 will be 30 players. The last 2 players, it used to be 28. The last 2 players are actually homegrown slots. So, Hugo Ariano, it looks like he could possibly be one of those spots that's in there as well. But basically, the LA Galaxy have to come up with a roster of 30 people, and they're 10 people away from that. So it's very interesting to see how this all goes. It did come as a shock and a surprise to people who were covering the team. I will tell you that I talked to multiple reporters. I won't mention any of those reporters' names, but there was shock across most of those reporters in the fact that this had happened. Now, not necessarily the circumstances, because I think some of us saw the writing on the wall last year whenever Bruce was not necessarily playing AJ as a starter, which is still baffling to the mind for me. For me, AJ DeLaGarza, and I said it many times last year, AJ DeLaGarza makes your defense better, and if he makes your defense better, why is he not on the field? So it will be one of those things that I think will continue to baffle my mind. I don't know that I'm ever going to get a good answer for it, but the bottom line is that AJ DeLaGarza no longer an LA Galaxy player. He's a Houston Dynamo player. The LA Galaxy defense is a lot less deep. The LA Galaxy midfield is non-existent right now, and really you do have a starting core of Gyasi Zardes and Giovanni Dos Santos, who we expect to be up top. If everything is to believe, those 2 guys will be up top at the start of the season. But having said all that, it's still going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Preseason starts for the LA Galaxy on January 23rd. That's Monday, January 23rd. That's this upcoming Monday. and the LA Galaxy could be down as many as 10 players going into it. So it's going to be interesting. I do expect some signings to be named coming up here in the next week, but at the same time, I don't know that the shock of AJ DeLaGarza leaving will ever match maybe some of the other shocks. The Mike McGee shock that we all saw, whenever that happened. Mike McGee getting traded for the rights to Robbie Rogers. I think this puts an awful lot of pressure on Robbie Rogers again. I think that if you're looking at anybody who is sort of it was either AJ or this guy, it's Robbie Rogers. And the fact is that Robbie Rogers, I don't think, had a good season in 2016, and that he will have to have a much better season in 2017 if that's to come around. So again, losing AJ is a big deal. It's a big deal soccer-wise. If you take away the emotion of it, it's a big deal soccer-wise. The LA Galaxy clears something like $400,000 in cap space and what they got from the Houston Dynamo, which was $150,000 in general allocation money and $25,000. 125,000, and 50,000. That's what it was. 125,000 in general allocation money and 50,000 in targeted allocation money. So $175,000 is your total buying power there. Although they can't be combined, so you really can't combine them whenever you're trying to do that. But the fact that MLS is releasing those numbers now is interesting. The LA Galaxy, like I said, clear about $400,000 in cap space with that move. So if you use the general allocation money and AJ's salary, that's how you clear that cap space. So it'll be interesting to see how the LA Galaxy go about spending that money. Right now, with 10 players not on the roster, I would say that the cap space that was freed up doesn't really mean anything. There's plenty of cap space there right now if you wanted to put AJ DeLaGarza on this team. If you want to sign Jermaine Jones, there's plenty of cap space for AJ DeLaGarza and Jermaine Jones. So there's no reason that those two couldn't have coexisted on this team as far as I'm concerned. So it'll be interesting to see what other moves the LA Galaxy have sort of up their sleeve. The Gregor Breinberg story obviously continues to sort of lead that. A Aruban national team player that plays in the Dutch Eredivisie. At NEC, he is the captain and a defensive midfielder or a midfielder or somewhat of a box-to-box, depending on who you talk to. But mostly I would say defensive midfielder. Whether or not that deal can get done quickly now is another question. So, if you're looking for any signings that are at least close, that is the closest one that I know of right now is Gregor Breinberg to the LA Galaxy from NEC in the Dutch Eredivisie. So we'll see if that continues to move forward and he actually ends up coming to Los Angeles. Because right now I think there might be a little bit of a stop on some things with it. Looks like in an article that if you translate from Dutch, that it comes back to and basically says that the LA Galaxy have put in a second offer and NEC is still not happy with it. Remember, this is their captain. He's 25 years old. He's a defensive midfielder. This is a guy that they really like. So whether or not the LA Galaxy can take him from NEC will be very interesting indeed. All right. I think that's going to do it. I know, short show. That's okay. I do have another show coming up this week. Supposed to be tomorrow, Wednesday. So we'll have a Tuesday show and a Wednesday show, and that'll probably do it for the rest of the week as long as no major news breaks during that time. I do have another special guest planned for the Wednesday night show. And as soon as I can confirm that, I'll go ahead and release all that information on there. Remember to head over to cornerofthegalaxy.com where you can find all of our articles on AJ DeLaGarza's trade / transfer / let's see, selling. I think somebody said AJ got sold because you get money for a player, and there's no better sort of reminder that Major League Soccer is a business and that soccer is a business than whenever you see the guy who will literally bleed for your club get sent to another club for basically cash. So, again, it'll be interesting to see what the LA Galaxy do now. I mean, this is it. They get to build the team. Kurt Analfo, Pete Vianis, the ball's in your court. Chris Klein, this is all in your court now in order to justify the selling of AJ DeLaGarza, because if that falls flat, we all know where everybody will be pointing. I know the fans. I know exactly where you guys will be pointing. All my listeners, everybody else will be pointing if this falls flat, if the LA Galaxy don't come out and be MLS Cup contenders. There's really no excuse for not being MLS Cup contenders in 2017. So they still have a lot of pieces to put together, and we'll see how those pieces end up falling in place. All right, that does it for me. Want to again thank AJ DeLaGarza and the Houston Dynamo for allowing him to be part of this program today. AJ has been great to us, as I said twice now on the show. He will continue to be one of our, as a podcast, one of our favorite people to have on the show. And if we can bring him back for a relevant reason, we will absolutely effort to do so. Thanks, AJ. Good luck in Houston. We certainly appreciate all the time that you've taken with us here at Corner of the Galaxy. All right, that does it for me. You're listening to Corner of the Galaxy on cornerofthegalaxy.com. I'm Josh Guessman. Have a great night.
You've been listening to the Corner of the Galaxy podcast on cornerofthegalaxy.com. You can follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Galaxy Podcast, and be sure to check out and subscribe to iTunes, Stitcher, and Facebook by searching for Corner of the Galaxy. And for all of your independent LA Galaxy news, discussion, and entertainment, including this podcast, head on over to cornerofthegalaxy.com. Fans, thanks for listening. We ask that you be kind and courteous to your neighbors as you leave the podcast. We thank you for joining us and look forward to seeing you again. Until then, I'm Michael Araujo, and on behalf of the entire Corner of the Galaxy crew, goodbye, everybody.